So the number 3 support ability is Corpse Explosion. Now, Corpse Explosion is one of 3 abilities that make the Mage Archer a better farmer than the Mage. What Corpse Explosion does is it does damage when an enemy dies. It's like those electrical kamikaze blow up guys that if you get too close, they blow up and they hurt you. But what Corpse Explosion is good for, let's say you're a mage, and you get into a group of enemies you're trying to orb farm. Well, for each of those enemies, you have to wait for the orb to hit. And with a mage archer, as soon as you kill one, it sets off a chain explosion of killing them all. So it it makes farming a whole lot quicker. And this Empower Weapon and Frenzy are why the Mage Archer is a better farmer. As I've said before, there are diminishing returns on being able to one-shot something when you're farming. I mean, if you one-shot something, you one-shot something. You can't one-shot them twice. So with the Mage Archer, it flirts on the line of being able to one-shot them and have all these other abilities to take out everything else. Uh, with when they fucked up the orbs and even set bonuses and all that don't work right now, but it really hurt the mage because instead of having 2 orbits where it could hit additional targets and one shot them, now you only had four orbs, and it really slowed things down. So Mage Archer just pulled further ahead. Now let's see if I can get a group and kind of show you what Corpse Explosion does. See, it just, like I said, sets off a chain explosion. They all die. And when you're orb farming, this is so great because you just hit one and anything around them is going to blow up, because you're already being able to one-shot them with Corpse Explosion and an orb. So it just makes for a lot quicker experience. It does a lot of damage too, especially with a mage because of the amount of magical damage attached to it. Look at it. So yeah, it's going to deal 2,088% of magical damage. So that's a easy one shot. And with other classes, it's useful, but it's not as useful as a it's not as useful than with a mage who is farming. Now, just out and about, like let's say you're at a higher R, you're farming R19 or R18, R19, well, you're going to want to take Corpse Explosion off because it's not worth the extra slot just for the additional hit that you get when something dies. Basically, if you can't one-shot something with Corpse Explosion, it's not worth it. So you're looking at R14, 15, 16, maybe 17. It depends on how hard you can hit. But that's also the sweet spot too. That's where you're going to want to be farming, where you get a good amount of drops. Because once you get to R20, everybody's like, hey, I got R20, 100% drop rate for T6. Well, if you've ever farmed R20, you know why R20 sucks for farming, because it just, shit doesn't drop. It just doesn't. I guess parameters change, but just shit never drops. So, you want to stick with 14, 15, 16, 17, and be able to one-shot things with your orbs and with corpse explosion.